Hello friends, good evening. Hi, this is Alok Ojha. Welcome to StudyIQ IAS English. Now we'll continue with complete ancient Indian history series. Guys, many of you had the question that I have skipped the part of Indus Valley Civilization. So I'm coming back with the part of Indus Valley Civilization. So please do not worry about this. I haven't skipped the part of Indus Valley Civilization. We'll cover it certain part today and certain part in the coming sessions. So please do not worry about it. Prior to this, in the ancient Indian history series, we have seen multiple topics such as Vedic civilization, prehistoric culture, Mahajanpad, the Mauryan Empire, apart from that, Buddhism, Jainism, and so on. Today, a bit late, but still we'll go back to the Indus Valley civilization. Yes, I know this. I should have covered this before, but it's been a bit late, so I'll be covering it today. Okay, so please do not worry. Without wasting any more time, let's begin with one of the most important chapters, that is Indus Valley Civilization. Now, before I begin with Indus Valley Civilization, let me give you a brief synopsis of 3 to 4 minutes. Please listen to me very carefully. Now, it is believed that the evolutions of human started almost around 24 million years ago. And the evolution of humans have been divided into 3 different stages, also referred as 3 different epochs or 3 geological epoch: Miocene age, Pliocene age, and Pleistocene age. In Miocene age, which extends around from 24 million to 5 million, here we can observe for the first time apes. And these apes are walking on the 4 legs with the passage of time. Then comes Pliocene age. In Pliocene age, we observe bipedals for the first time, those who walk on 2 legs. And then comes Pleistocene age, also referred as Ice Age. It is further characterized, or it is further divided into 4 parts: Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic, and Chalcolithic. One word here is common, and that is lithic. Lithic basically means stone. One of the primary features of what we say Paleolithic age is development of Stone Age. It is also referred as development of stone tools, hence also referred as Early Stone Age. Then comes Mesolithic age. For the first time in Mesolithic age, one observes domestication of animals, also referred as Late Stone Age, or one can say Middle Stone Age. Then comes Neolithic age. Neolithic age, the term Neolithic was coined by John Lubbock, and for the first time we observed agriculture. Chalcolithic age. Chalco, it's a Latin word which basically means copper. So Chalcolithic age is stone copper phase. Why? Because although copper as a metal was discovered by man, stone was still not abandoned. We have dealt with all the 4 ages in quite depth and detail in a separate chapter, Prehistoric Culture. And today, now we are going to start with Indus Valley Civilization. Okay? Around 3rd or 4th millennium BC, there were 4 civilizations which were contemporary to each other. That is, they developed parallel to each other in different parts of the world. But one common feature among them was each and every civilization developed on the banks of some or the other rivers. Like there were 4 civilizations: Mesopotamian civilization, Egyptian civilization, Chinese civilization, and Indus Valley civilization. As we discussed, these civilizations developed on the banks of some or the other rivers. So, Mesopotamian civilization, which roughly developed around the region of Central Asia, developed on the banks of Tigris and Euphrates River. Egyptian civilization developed on the banks of the longest river of the world, that is River Nile. Then comes Chinese civilization. It developed on the banks of Yellow River or Wangho River. And the name suggests Indus Valley civilization. It developed on the banks of River Indus, also referred as Sindhu in Vedic literature. So now let's begin. Let's understand about within 2 to 3 minutes about certain characteristic features of each civilization. Let's begin with Mesopotamian civilization. Mesopotamian civilization, it developed around 4th millennium or 3rd millennium BC, roughly 4th or 3rd millennium BC. It developed around the regions of Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Syria and southeastern Turkey, roughly certain parts of Central Asia. I'll repeat: Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Syria and southeastern Turkey. It developed along the banks of two important rivers. One is Tigris River and the other one is Euphrates River. I repeat, it developed on the banks of two rivers, Tigris and Euphrates River. Now there are certain features about Mesopotamian civilization. It is believed that Sumerians and Akkadians dominated the region of Mesopotamia. Sumerians were the first to develop the spoken language of the world. They were the first to develop religion. They were the first to develop coins. It is believed that they also developed different sports. And what kind of sports basically they developed? They developed sports like Major. It is not Moroji, it is Major. Major basically means it's sports like rugby. And second one is polo. But there was a very interesting characteristic about the polo. Like usually we have seen in polo, a man is sitting on a shoulder's back and then playing a polo. Here it was different. A man is sitting on another's man's back and then they are playing on the another man's shoulders and then they are playing polo. So what we say, Major, rugby and polo, these are the games from Mesopotamia. It is also believed that Mesopotamia, there was a place called as Elam. Elam, it is located near Iraq in Baghdad. A beautiful sculpture have been found made up of limestone. And that sculpture is Guenol Linus statue. Half body is of a man, of a human being, and the half body is of a lion. What a beautiful and a wonderful sculpture that was found at the south, particularly around the region of Mesopotamia, particularly in the region of Elam near Iraq, Baghdad. Correct? So these are certain important features of Mesopotamian civilization. I'll repeat the points again. Mesopotamian civilization developed around 3rd or 4th millennium BC. It covered specifically the regions of Iran, Iraq, Syria, Kuwait and southeastern Turkey. Apart from that, it is located on the banks of Tigris and Euphrates River. Sumerians and Akkadians dominated Mesopotamia. First to develop religion. First to develop basically the first to mint the coins. Developed sports like Major. Major is basically a sport like rugby. Secondly, polo. And one of the fascinating features of the polo was a man sat on another man's shoulder. Okay? And a beautiful sculpture made up of limestone have been found from this civilization. Guenol Linus statue made up of limestone. Half body of a lion and a half body of a man. Moving to another important civilization, Chinese civilization. As discussed earlier, there were 4 civilizations contemporary to each other. All the civilizations were located on the banks of some or the other river. Same was Chinese civilization. Chinese civilization, as the name suggests, it is located on the bank. It is located in China and on the banks of river Wangho or Yellow River. I repeat, it is located on the banks of river Wangho or Yellow River. Correct? Now, the soil on the banks of river Wangho is quite fertile and it is referred as loess. Loess basically means very fertile soil. Now, it is believed that fine quality bronze have been found from the site of Chinese civilization. Okay? And then comes Egyptian civilization. Egyptian civilization is located on the banks of the longest river of the world. That is river Nile. Correct? Like we have studied about river Amazon and river Nile. Amazon is the largest river of the world. And Nile is the longest river of the world. So, Egyptian civilization is located on the banks of the longest river of the world, that is river Nile. True? Now, it is believed that if river Nile could haven't been there, entire Africa or major part of Africa could have been a desert. But still we can observe the northern part of Africa, 70 to 80% of northern part of Africa is desert. And the largest desert is Sahara Desert. Egyptian civilization is the extension of Sahara Desert. Correct? One can also find another desert called as Nubian Desert around the region of Egypt. So river Nile, it is referred as lifeline of Egypt. Now, whenever a river flows generally through the desert region, it gets broken up into small water pockets. And these water pockets are called as oases. And the soil near the oasis is very fertile. And it is majorly used for cultivation of cotton and certain, what we say, dates. Okay, it is majorly used for cultivation of date palms and cotton. Correct? So date palm cultivation in the region of Egyptian civilization was very important at that time. Okay, and the people in Egypt practiced a very elaborate burial practices, pyramids. You might have seen the movie Mummies. Correct? Moving ahead. Indus Valley Civilization. As the name suggests, it is located on the banks of river Indus, also referred as river Sindhu in certain Vedic text. Now, before we begin with Indus Valley Civilization, let's focus on certain points which are very important from the exam perspective, either prelims or mains. Now, let's understand about the extent of Indus Valley Civilization. Let's also speak about the characteristic features of Great Bath that was found at Mohenjo-daro. About the Great Granary, that is 2 rows of 6 granaries were found at the site of Harappa. We'll also speak about the basic town planning, the structure of their houses. Okay, so now let's begin. Pay attention carefully. Here we are going to understand the general basic features of IVC. Okay. If somebody roughly has a aerial view of the Indus Valley Civilization, I'm saying if somebody roughly has an aerial view of Indus Valley Civilization, it will look either quadrilateral in shape or triangular in shape. Okay? Indus Valley Civilization roughly covers 8.5 lakh square kilometers of Indian subcontinent. The northernmost site of Indus Valley Civilization is Manda, which is located in Jammu and Kashmir. The southernmost site of Indus Valley Civilization is Daimabad, which is located in Maharashtra, particularly on the banks of river Godavari or tributaries of river Godavari. The easternmost site of Indus Valley Civilization is Alamgirpur, which is located in western UP on the banks of river Hindon, tributary of river Yamuna. And the westernmost site of Indus Valley Civilization is Sutka Gendor, located on Pakistan-Iran border. So this is majorly about the extent of IVC. I'll repeat the points again in short. Pay attention. If one has an aerial view of Indus Valley Civilization, it will roughly look triangular in shape or quadrilateral in shape. Apart from that, the northernmost site of Indus Valley Civilization is Manda, which is located in Jammu and Kashmir. Whereas the southernmost site of Indus Valley Civilization is Daimabad, which is located in Maharashtra on the banks of river Godavari or tributary of river Godavari. The easternmost site is Alamgirpur, located on the banks of river Hindon, tributary of river Yamuna. And the westernmost site, Sutka Gendor, is located on Pakistan-Iran border. Roughly, it covers 8.5 lakh square kilometers of Indian subcontinent. Correct? Now, let's move ahead. In general, I'm saying in general, the Indus Valley cities are divided into 2 parts. The first part is Upper Citadel. The second part is Lower Citadel. Now, what is the meaning of the word citadel? Citadel basically means a raised platform or a wall-like fortification. Now, let me give you a small example. Now, this is Lower Citadel. This is Upper Citadel. Now, for example, suppose this is the first part of the city, a wall has been erected, and then you will find the second part of the city. Or this is a defensive ditch. Suppose this is a defensive ditch, then this is the lower part of the city. Then comes the slope, and this slope is referred as citadel. Then comes the upper part of the city. Okay? Citadel. So what is citadel? Citadel is a wall-like fortification or a slope. Now, why there was a slope or a wall-like fortification? To protect the city from getting flooded. Now, initially they had the ditch. Whenever, suppose if any of the tributaries of river Indus, or for that sake any other river, gets over flooded, initially the water will enter into the ditch. The water shouldn't enter into the lower part of the city, so the city was constructed above this slope, and that is called a citadel or a wall-like fortification. Then the other part of the city that was referred as upper citadel, it was constructed again over the other part of the slope, citadel. So the basic purpose of wall-like fortification or citadel was to protect the city from getting flooded. Got it? Now, this is defensive ditch, this is lower citadel, this is upper citadel. Now the upper citadel, as the name suggests, the elite class or the elite section of the society lived here, and the common man lived in the lower citadel. Okay? The people who used to look after the administration, they were usually in the upper part of the citadel, and the common man usually was in the lower part of the citadel. The upper citadel was divided into two parts, eastern sector and the western sector. Eastern sector was a residential sector. Here people used to live. Whereas western sector was a public work sector. Here people used to work. And this entire concept is a part of basic typology. I repeat, generally the city was divided into two parts. Upper citadel, lower citadel, and defensive ditch. Citadel is a wall-like fortification which the basic purpose for it is to protect the city from getting flooded. Got it? There are certain exceptions, like I'll give you a small example. The city of Dholavira, or one of the sites of Dholavira, which is located in Khadir Bet Island, Gujarat, where Tropic of Cancer passes. It is believed that the city was divided into three parts: upper town, middle town, and lower town. Then another important city again in Gujarat, Lothal. The city is divided into 6 parts, and all the 6 parts are made on unripe bricks. So these are exceptions, but in general, the city was divided into 2 parts, upper and lower citadel. Got it? Moving ahead with another important concept, and that concept is called as Great Granary. You might have heard about the concept of Great Granary earlier. Yes, guys? Indus Valley Civilization is also referred as Harappan Civilization. And why it is referred as Harappan Civilization? Because Harappa was the first site to be discovered in 1921 by Dayaram Sahani. At the site of Harappa, one can find this structure. Like 2 rows of 6 granary have been found at the site of Harappa. Now, what is granary? In very simple words, granary are silos or godowns for storing the food grains. And now it is basically divided into 3 to 4 parts, or this is basic structure of the granary. This is the agriculture field where the crops are produced. This is the threshing floor where the grain is separated from the chaff. This is granary wherein the grains are packed and stored for emergency purposes. And this is barracks, the workers who used to work, or the laborers who used to work in the agricultural field. The workers or laborers who used to work in the threshing floor. The workers or the laborers who are working in the godowns or the silos or the granary. Where will they stay? They will stay in the barracks. So the purpose of barracks was basically to house the laborers. And this entire structure is called as Great Granary. It is majorly 15.23 meter wide and 45.7 meter long. This concept was found for the first time at the site of Harappa, 2 rows of 6 granary. We can infer one thing from here. Previously, during Neolithic age, we have seen one important fact. That Neolithic age, there was development of agriculture. Along with development of agriculture, there was development of pottery. Why? Because people required something for cooking, eating, drinking, storing the food grains. Can you imagine? Initially, the food grains were stored in earthen vessels, and now huge godowns, huge granaries are required for storing the food grains. Imagine the surplus amount of food grain production during the Indus Valley age. Now let's analyze the structure of Indus Valley cities in bit detail. This is the main road, and the main road is roughly 13 to 34 feet wide. These are the side lanes or alleys, in Hindi also referred as galiyan. The main road is cut by the side lanes or alleys in 90 degree, right angle. In the main road, one can observe these lamp posts, similar to street lights, so that we can infer that trade might be taking place through this route. The side lanes or alleys were roughly 9 to 11 feet. Okay? In Lower Citadel, the houses were located in the side lanes. In Lower Citadel, I am repeating the point. In Lower Citadel, the well was located between the two houses. I repeat, the well was located between the two houses. Okay? And secondly, the well was made up of burnt bricks. Suppose if somebody comes from here, the entrance door of the house should be here in major cases, but in major cities of Indus Valley civilization, I am saying this is an in general feature, not a particularistic feature. So in the major cities of Indus Valley civilization, one can find the entrance door here and not here. Why? Because the well was located between the two houses in Lower Citadel. And in the Upper Citadel, the well was located within the house, within the courtyard of the house. Okay? Moving ahead. It is believed that houses were single story as well as double story. How do we come to know about this? I'll give you a small example. There is a site of Indus Valley civilization referred as Mohenjo-daro. And at Mohenjo-daro, one finds the evidence of staircases, from which we can infer that probably the houses might be double story. There was horizontal drainage as well as vertical drainage. The drains were covered by stone or wooden slabs, which simply highlights one important thing, that people were aware about hygiene. Okay? There are more number of doors in comparison to the windows. Got it? And here you will find the manhole on the main road. Like many times you might have seen that, suppose you're walking through a road, you see a person who is entering into the hole, he's cleaning the garbage stuff, and again he's closing that. Why? Because sometimes the garbage gets stuck in the hole. So a person who enters it, cleans it, and then again closes it. So probably that is referred as a manhole. And usually you can find these structures in major Indus Valley cities. Moving ahead. This concept is called as Great Bath. And the concept of Great Bath was found for the first time at the site of Mohenjo-daro. A very important site. It was the second Indus Valley site to be discovered. Now, what is Great Bath? Let's understand. Okay, now I'll give you a small hint. Throughout Indus Valley civilization, I'll be using majorly two words, might be and probably. Why? Because even today, Indus Valley, what we say script, still stands undeciphered. We have just inferred what is written. Nobody exactly knows what is written. We have inferred from the paintings. Okay? So this concept is called as Great Bath. Now, let's understand. It resembles modern day swimming pool. How? In between, one can find a pool-like structure. On the other two sides, one can observe staircases to enter into the pool. Okay? In between, you will find a pool-like structure. Then you'll find a structure like staircases where one can enter into the pool. Okay? Now, this pool is approximately 8 feet deep. At 1.5 feet, one can find an inlet through which the fresh water enters into the pool. Around 7.5 feet, one can find outlet through which the filthy water is drained out. Correct? Near the pool or near the structure, one can find these small cubical structures, probably a changing room. And the entire Great Bath might be a part of ritualistic practice. I repeat, it might be a part of ritualistic practice. There is no use of a single stone in Great Bath. It is made up of burned bricks. And this was found for the first time at the site of Mohenjo-daro. So this is about the basic structure of Great Bath, the Great Granary, the division of the city into two parts, upper citadel, lower citadel, the extent of Indus Valley civilization from north to south and east to west. Correct? Apart from this, what sections are very important from the exam perspective, and that section is, this is the detailed explanation. Guys, one more important fact and one more important thing. You can download all the PDF from the channel, that is the Telegram channel, history_Alok Ojha. Just a second. You can download all the previous PDFs like Indica and Arthashastra, Mauryan Empire, Buddhism, Jainism. This PDF from the, what we say, Telegram channel history_Alok Ojha. Because many of you had the queries from where to get the PDF or the PPT. So you can get the PDF or PPT from my Telegram channel history_Alok Ojha. Hope so the points are clear till here, guys. Okay? This is Great Granary, which we have discussed right now. Great Granary in simple words is nothing but a place or the godown for storing the food grains. Okay. Now let's understand important Indus Valley sites. Okay. In the NCERT, in the Tamil Nadu State Board books, we find sites like Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, Surkotada, Dholavira, Lothal, and so on. We'll try to cover at least 7 to 8 important sites. Okay? Pay attention carefully. Harappa. As we have discussed previously, Indus Valley civilization is also referred as Harappan civilization. And why it is called as Harappan civilization? Because Harappa was the first site to be discovered. It was discovered in 1921 by Dayaram Sahani. It is located on the banks of river Ravi, which is also referred as river Parushini in Sanskrit literature or Vedic literature. So it is located on the banks of river Ravi, which is a tributary of river Indus. So usually, what kind of questions crop up in the examination? Let's understand. Where is the site located? Who discovered it? And the third most important aspect, what are the key findings from this site? Now let's understand. Harappa, as I've told you, located on the banks of river Ravi, tributary of river Indus. It was discovered by Dayaram Sahani in 1921. Let's understand the key findings. The first important key finding that we find here is a painted pottery. It is not printed pottery, it's a painted pottery. Then you might have seen the bronze image or the dancing image of Lord Shiva. So the bronze image of probably a Shiva or the bronze Nataraj image have been found from the site of Harappa. Let me tell you one more important fact. Indus Valley Civilization is also referred as Bronze Age. Correct? Then here we can find the evidence of dice. So probably we can infer one important thing, that gambling might be the source of entertainment for the people. Apart from that, we have observed here a vanity box. Vanity box, it is similar to like a makeup box. Like it is believed that it might be used for keeping the brushes or the handles of the brushes majorly used for the paintings. Apart from that, one has observed or we have observed copper scale at the site of Harappa. Now, observing copper scale, we can infer one thing. We can see that here people to an extent were aware about mathematics because certain weights and measurements were being attached to this copper scale. So we can infer that to an extent people might be aware about mathematics. Now these people, they believed in animism. Now what is animism? Love and respect for nature. They worshipped trees, animals, snakes and birds. And particularly the tree that the people of the Indus Valley Civilization worshipped was people tree. Correct? So these are the important things that we need to remember about the Indus Valley, about the site of Harappa, which is located in present day Pakistan. Got the points clear, guys? I want the answer in the comment section. There is also a cemetery that has been found at the site of Harappa. Please name the cemetery. I want the answer in the comment box. Okay, guys? So, Harappa, I'll repeat the points again in short. Pay attention carefully. Harappa, it is an Indus Valley Civilization site located in Pakistan on the banks of river Ravi, also referred as river Parushini in Vedic literature. It was founded by Dayaram Sahni in 1921, first Indus Valley Civilization site to be discovered. Hence, IVC is also referred as Harappan Civilization. Painted pottery have been found for the first time. Apart from that, Nataraj bronze image, dice, vanity box, copper scale are the key findings from the site of Harappa. Got it? Let's move on with the other important site. Mohenjo-daro, Mound of Dead. Mohenjo-daro is the second Indus Valley site to be discovered. And it was discovered in 1922 by Rakhaldas Banerjee. It is located in Larkana district of Sindh region of Pakistan. Now let's understand what are the important and the key findings from the region of Mohenjo-daro. Pay attention carefully. Prior to the discovery of a site called as Rakhi Gadi, I repeat, prior to the discovery of a site called as Rakhi Gadi located in Haryana, Mohenjo-daro was considered as the largest Indus Valley site. But after the discovery of the site of Rakhi Gadi, it is believed that it has become the largest Indus Valley civilization site. So Mohenjo-daro priorly was the largest Indus Valley civilization site. First thing. Second thing, what are the key important findings here? First thing, nude image of a bronze dancing girl. Now, if you observe this lady, she is standing in a Tribhanga posture and her hands is full of bangles. So this is called as bronze image of a nude dancing girl. You can find this mention in the Tamil Nadu State Board book and in the NCERT's both. Correct? Now, she is standing in Tribhanga posture. Her hand is full of bangles. So probably we can infer that she might be a Banjara lady. There have been a question asked by the UPSC, what are Banjaras? Banjaras are traders. Okay, so probably she might be a Banjara lady. Another important finding from the site of Mohenjo-daro was a statite image of a bearded man. This is statite image of a bearded man. If one has a close look of this, you can observe that the hair is completely combed, a perfectly stylized beard, a shawl on his left part of the body, probably might be a priest or a particular head. So this statite image of a bearded man is another key finding from the site of Mohenjo-daro. Another important finding, that is seal of Pashupati Mahadev or Proto Shiva. And now there's a man who is depicted as sitting in the center, particularly looks like Lord Shiva, Proto Shiva, also referred as Pashupati Mahadev. And now he is surrounded by few animals: tiger, elephant, bull, rhinoceros, and 2 deer are seated near the feet. I repeat, tiger, elephant, bull, rhinoceros, and 2 deer are seated near the feet, sitting in Samadhi position or Padmasana, and that has been depicted as seal of Pashupati Mahadev or seal of Proto Shiva. Another key finding from the site of Mohenjo-daro. These findings are really very important from the exam perspective, guys. And time and again, there have been questions in the UPSC examination. Moving ahead. Another important finding, a multi-pillared assembly hall has been found at the site of Mohenjo-daro. Now, after having a view at the multi-pillared assembly hall, one can infer that probably it might be a temple or specifically a meeting place for a nearby village assembly. So the chances are more that it might be a meeting place for a nearby village assembly. Why? Because there have been no evidences of temple worship or idol worship. We have just inferred things, guys. As I've told you previously, time and again, one thing, Indus Valley script still stands undeciphered. We have just inferred the things from the pictures and the paintings that we have seen. Correct? So, I'll repeat the key important findings from the site of Mohenjo-daro. One more thing, the Great Bath that we discussed right now was found for the first time at the site of Mohenjo-daro. So, I'll repeat the key points again within next 10 seconds. Please note it down. First thing, Mohenjo-daro, it is the second Indus Valley civilization site to be discovered. It was discovered in 1922 by Rakhaldas Banerjee, located on the banks of river Indus. Now, it is called as Mohenjo-daro, basically means Mound of Dead. Why? Because this city was destroyed by flood. Got it? Bronze image of a nude dancing girl standing in Tribhanga posture have been found at the site of Mohenjo-daro. Statite image of a bearded man have been found at the site of Mohenjo-daro. Seal of Pashupati Mahadev or Proto Shiva have been found at the site of Mohenjo-daro. A multi-pillared assembly hall have been found from the site of Mohenjo-daro, probably a temple or a meeting place for a nearby village assembly. Apart from that, basically a multi-pillared village assembly hall. So these are the key and great baths that we discussed right now have been found from the site of Mohenjo-daro. So these are the key findings from the site of Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. Okay. Dholavira. Guys, I'll tell you one thing. Suppose if a question comes in the UPSC examination that the site of Dholavira, the site of Surkotada, the site of Lothal had trading contacts with other civilizations of the world, like Mesopotamian civilization or Chinese civilization, mark this statement as true. Why? Because all these sites, that is Dholavira, Surkotada, Lothal, all these sites are located in Gujarat, and Gujarat being a coastal state, they can have trading contacts with the other civilizations of the world. Got it? So now let's understand about the site of Dholavira. Dholavira, it is a site which is in local language is referred as Kotada Timba. It is located on Khadirbet Island, Gujarat. As we have discussed previously, that Indus Valley civilization cities are majorly divided into two parts, upper citadel and lower citadel. In simple words, upper part of the town and the lower part of the town. The site of Dholavira, it is divided into three parts, upper, middle and lower town. I repeat, upper, middle and lower town. The site of Dholavira, which is a part of Indus Valley civilization, Tropic of Cancer passes through this site. One can observe a signboard at the site of Dholavira. And when a person observes a signboard, this signifies or symbolizes one thing. Probably, it might be a symbol. For what? That this is a coastal region. So, a signboard have been found at this site which signifies they had trading contacts with the other civilizations. Correct? And particularly, they had trading contacts with Mesopotamian civilization. Why? Because Iranian seals have been found at the site of Dholavira. Apart from that, small water cisterns have been observed at the site of Dholavira. And these water cisterns simply suggest one thing, that these water might be stored for emergency purpose. So, in simple words, water harvesting technique have been observed for the first time at the site of Dholavira located in Gujarat. So let's focus on the key points that needs to be remembered. The first point, Dholavira, it is located in Gujarat, Khadirbet Island. In local language, it is referred as Kotada Timba. Signboard have been found here. And this signboard signifies that they had trading contacts with the other civilizations of the world, particularly the Mesopotamian civilizations, because Iranian seals have been found from this site. Small water cisterns have been observed. This suggests that water harvesting technique was used, or they might have stored water for emergency purposes. Correct? Apart from this, it might be an important trading center that we need to remember. Yes, one more important thing. The city was divided into three parts, upper town, middle town and lower town. Hope so the points are clear, guys. Guys, we have discussed Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, Dholavira. We have discussed about the basic structure of the Indus Valley cities. With this, I'll stop my today's word. But in the coming sessions, we are also going to discuss few more important Indus Valley civilization sites. Apart from that, we will also discuss about the society of the Indus Valley people. We'll discuss about the pottery. We'll discuss about the seals. We'll discuss about the script. We'll discuss about the language, agriculture, animal husbandry, and so on. And the most important being, what were the important reasons for decline of IVC? So this was a basic introduction to IVC. As I have told you previously, you can download the PDF from my Telegram channel, history_Alok Ojha. You can also, there's a playlist. There are only 4 videos in the playlist. That is History Through Stories. We'll keep on adding more stories to that playlist. But please do watch those beautiful stories. One story is about the Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj and his Ganimikawa technique. Go visit the playlist. It's a beautiful stories. Another story is about the Shilpadikaram. Another story is about the actual death of Qutubuddin Aybak. So please do explore the playlist as well. One more important thing. Within very few days, I'll try to come live basically on modern Indian history, where we can directly interact with the aspirants. Okay, guys? With this, I'll stop my words for the day. Thank you and have a wonderful day.